Alright class, so we already did all of this in class, but in case you wanted an extra chance, here it is. So this is your practice momentum quiz. We are taking a quiz tomorrow. It will look very similar, and hopefully my goal is for everyone to get at least a B on it. So define momentum in your own words. This has to do something with mass and velocity. It has to be something along those lines. An example would be any moving object is really an example of momentum. So getting this question right gets you a D on it. Hopefully you want more. Go to the second question. So now a billiard collides with another on a pool table. So you have one billiard ball here is going to hit this other billiard ball here. Then after this happens, your original billiard ball will be stopped. And then your new one will be moving. And it says it's going to be moving at the same velocity. Your goal is to explain why. So this has to do with conservation of momentum. Which is described in the equation, the idea of m1 v1 equals m2 v2. So if the masses are the same, which they are, they're the same billiard ball, that means that velocity would also have to be exactly the same. So you can use the equations, you can explain, you can say basically what I just said in your own words. So this would be an equation you could use, this is a picture that's helpful. So momentum, if velocity doesn't change, then mass will be the same. If, say, this goes up and this over here is down, that means that velocity for the first object will be lower and velocity for the second object will be higher. So they are inversely proportional. The smaller object will go faster given the same momentum, the larger object will go slower given the same momentum. And then the third one is pretty much what our performance task was on. This is why does it hurt more when you punch a brick wall than a pillow, which is essentially why does it hurt when you hit a hard object versus a soft object. While this seems really intuitive, there's a true blue mathematical physical reason for this. So when you hit a brick wall, that is the end all. It stops there, no movement. So your force is high, and the amount of time it takes is very low. It's a quick reaction. It's a quick hit. Whereas for your pillow, you know, oh, it doesn't really hurt a lot. Your force is low. But something you might not think about is that means it takes a while. When you hit a pillow, you just kind of hit it, and you hit it, and you hit it, and then you stop. So it's a slow hit. It doesn't necessarily feel that way, but as far as your hand is concerned, it cares a lot. So this is a way you could explain it. This equation is really what explains it. The idea that if force is high, that means the delta t, or the time of impact. Remember, in this case, delta t is equal to the impact time, so however long the impact takes. So if impact time is high, it takes a long time to hit, your force is low. If it takes a little bit of time to hit, your force is high. Alright, and on to the last one, number 4. So a 0.02 gram bullet traveling at 4 meters per second collides with a block of wood. bullet lodges and the two spiral off together. New velocity is 5 meters per second. What's the mass of the block of wood? So as always, when you're not sure, draw a picture. So you have a little bullet going towards your block, and then you have your block with a bullet stuck inside of it. This was 0.02 grams, and it was 400 meters per second. And then we don't know the mass of the second one, but we do know it's going 5 meters per second. The formula you would want to use for this is M1 V1 equals M2 V2, where the mass of your first is 0.02 grams and 400 meters per second. We don't know your new mass, but we do know the velocity is 5 meters per second. Multiply this out, you get 8 grams meters seconds is equal to 5 meters per second times M2. You'd want to divide by 5 on both sides, and you get M2 is equal to 1.6 grams. The key point here is M2 is not your block of wood. So I'm moving up here, but it's the same problem. So M2 is not your block of wood. M2 is your block plus the bullet inside of it. So to find the block, then we have to do M2 minus the bullet will get us our block. And that's exactly what you have to do. So it's the 1.6 minus 0.02 grams. The ultimate answer is 1.58 grams is the mass of your block of wood. Hopefully this is informative. As always, I'll be there a bit before school if you want to come get help. Otherwise, good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.